Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm about to tell you how working with My Story Animated was the worst decision of my life. Geez, this channel. So I'm not here to only talk about them. I have a story of my own, and it's not a very happy one. I'm the oldest child in a family of 5 girls, and all my sisters are my half-sisters. Each one of us has a different dad. Mom really loved having daughters, but she said men were annoying and she didn't want to live with any of them forever. But sadly, I was the ugly daughter. But I'm not ugly ugly. It's just that I'm not as pretty as the rest of my sisters, who are pretty. Like real freaking models. Don't get me wrong, I love myself now. But when I was a kid, it really affected me. People would stop to laugh and talk with my sisters, and they completely ignored me. One day, Mom was reading something when she suddenly slapped her forehead. Oh! This book says that ugly people are usually smart. That explains your ugliness. God takes beauty and gives brains. This is how it works. Well, meet my mom. She's dumb, but I still love her. Why am I saying this? Because the year I started 2nd grade, it was my sister's first day of school, so Mom came with us. My teacher saw us all together and said, "Oh, you're Sarah's mom. But these can't be her sisters. They're very different. Oh, Sarah is adopted." Ugh, Mom was always like that, but she wasn't getting away with it this time. I immediately whipped out a copy of my birth certificate. "Look, I swear I'm her biological daughter, but she keeps telling everyone I'm adopted because she's too dumb to accept that I'm different." Mom glared at me, but I stepped on her foot. Accidentally, of course, and went to class. Well, let me tell you, anyone can pass the 1st and 2nd grade. But it's when I got to the 3rd grade and things got harder that I found out the worst possible thing. I wasn't even really smart. When Mom saw my report card, she cried out, "Ugh, ugly and stupid? So then what did God give you? It can't be charisma. I mean, look at you." "Maybe a good heart, Mom? Maybe I don't judge people based on their looks?" Mom then started entering my sisters into beauty pageants, and they always won something. Once she came and said that since my sisters were like princesses, I should be the maid and serve everyone around. I glared at her. "You wish!" and went to my room. 1 year later, we found out that my sisters weren't just beautiful, they were also really smart too. Like so much smarter than me that I started making my second half sister, June, do my homework. And my grades started getting so much better. When Mom found out, she went insane and said that I should find a job to make myself useful. But I have to tell you guys, I'm one of the top 10 laziest people on earth. But Mom has another word to describe me. "You're just useless, Sarah!" I spent the next few years of my life doing nothing really meaningful. I'd mostly just staying in my room watching videos on YouTube and shows like Hannah Montana. Until one day, Mom told me that she was taking the older sisters to the salon, and I had to babysit the youngest toddlers. The minute she left, I went straight back to my room. The toddlers followed me and asked me to take them to the park. "Oh, yeah, sweeties, of course. Just after I take this nap." I was lying for sure, and I wasn't going to take them anywhere. Hours later, I woke up to my mom screaming and sobbing. The toddlers were missing. "Your sisters are lost because of you!" "Oh, no, they're too pretty. Someone could have kidnapped them and put them in a beauty pageant already." "Ugh, Mom, take a chill pill. They're at the park." But to my utter horror, they were not. And I just went crazy with guilt. I started looking for them everywhere. 2 weeks passed, and they were nowhere to be found. And for the first time in my life, I realized Mom was right. I was only an ugly, stupid, useless girl. After 3 weeks, we finally found them. A blind old man had found them and had been taking care of them. The social services said that Mom wasn't qualified to raise us because of my sister's incident, and they'd be taking all of us away from her. My sister started crying, and Mom looked at me hatefully. "I wish I'd never given birth to you." Mom paid almost everything she had to the lawyers until she won the case, and eventually we didn't have to leave her. But she never spoke to me again, and my sisters all resented me, except for June. June came to me one day and said, "Sarah, some people are just born unlucky, but there is no point crying over it, sis. Just find out what makes you happy." I was in 9th grade back then, and I decided to find a job after school. I applied for a job in a clothing store. When I got there, I saw a beautiful blonde girl waiting for the interview. Just then, the store owner came out and said, "Hey, you, pretty girl, you're hired." "But you didn't even interview me." "There's no need. You're, not very attractive for this job. But you look like a smart person. I'm sure you belong in a lab or something." "But I need this job so badly. Mom paid a lot of money for the lawyers after my sisters." Hey, where do you think you are? The Oprah Winfrey Show? I don't care about your stupid problems. You're not pretty. Like, at all. So leave. What a total jerk. I got really mad, so I spat at his face. To my surprise, the pretty girl walked up to him and spat at his face too. And then we both left. I never found a job, but I found a boy. And he was cute. One day, I invited him to my house, and when he got there and saw my sisters, he said, "Oh, they're prettier. Not fair." And just like that, he left. What a total jerk. I decided not to date any boy ever again. When I graduated, I decided to go to any college just to run away from home. I heard someone say that animation was an easy subject, so I studied that. And wow, that was such a difficult subject. By the time I graduated, My Story Animated was looking for animators. I didn't really like their content, but I needed the job, so I applied and got accepted. I started animating for them. And it was amazing at first. I loved knowing that the videos I'd worked on were being watched by millions around the world. Loads of people left comments about how much they liked my animation. And for the first time in my life, I felt like someone saw me, and I wasn't invisible anymore. I was really happy and proud of myself. That is, until one morning, when I woke up to see tons of YouTubers making fun of My Story Animated videos. They left the meanest comments and said that the stories were stupid. I realized these smart people were right, and My Story Animated was a crazy channel. So I messaged the boss, "Hey, your videos suck. I quit. Bye." Then I started following other channels, especially the ones who'd attacked My Story Animated. I was sure they would have better content, but soon enough, I discovered that they proved nothing useful or worth watching, and I was really beginning to regret my decision. Of course, Mom went insane when she found out that I'd quit. At least My Story Animated entertains people, and their content changes people's lives in some way. Why can't you be like the strong girls who send their stories to the channel? They always overcome challenges eventually, unlike you good-for-nothing loser. Remember I told you that Mom was dumb? Well, for the first time in my life, she said something that actually made sense. So I decided to contact My Story Animated the following day. But I never got around to it because that same day, I had a terrible car accident. When I woke up, the doctors told me that my legs were hurt and that it might take me a long time to be able to walk again. When Mom heard that, she had the most incredible thing to say. "Oh, I thought you'd be the one taking care of me when I get old. You couldn't even do that, could you? Now I'll be babysitting you." I just lost it and started yelling at her. "Who asked you to? I don't need you. You never treated me as a real daughter. You never loved me. Just leave my life." She shrugged and just left. June stayed by my side, though, and helped me with everything. I felt helpless, and I knew that my life was even more meaningless now. But June said, "Meaningless? How? Sarah, I envy you." I couldn't believe that my super gorgeous, smart sister was envying me. Me? "You have the opportunity to be part of My Story Animated family and help tell people's stories from around the world. You can help give a voice to so many girls dealing with all sorts of obstacles. And you call that meaningless?" I immediately contacted My Story Animated, not only to work with them again, but also to share my story with the world. Fortunately, they agreed to take me back. As I kept working hard, my animation also got better, but my legs weren't getting any better. June used to take me to the park to make me feel better. One day, I found some young girls watching one of My Story Animated videos. "Hey, I work with that channel. Actually, you're now watching a video I animated." The girls were stunned. They oohed and awed and showered me with questions. Then they started hugging me and asking to take pictures with me. They also asked for my autograph. I felt amazing, and I felt I have a great power to help change the world. But Mom knew I was back to work and started calling me for money because all of my sisters found jobs and left her alone. I yelled at her, "You deserve what's happening to you. Don't contact me ever again." I was really happy at work, but the mean comments on my videos never stopped. One day I asked the boss, "Don't all these hateful videos and comments affect you?" "Yes, but there are plenty of people who love us and impatiently wait for our videos. Haters are just very judgmental people who see the world as black and white and think they are right about everything. And when they don't understand something, they just call it stupid or bad or ugly. And that is just bullying." I immediately thought of Mom and how she always thought I was useless, stupid, and ugly. Mom was a bully. My mom is a bully. Months later, I got better and was able to walk again, but I still thought about what the boss had said about bullies. So I decided to contact Mom again. I went to her house. She looked miserable and started crying the moment she saw me. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry for everything I've done to you. All your sisters left me after everything I did for them. You're the best child I ever had. You never complained. I was so unfair. Forgive me, my child. Forgive your mama. She then got on her knees and was about to kiss my hand. I took my hand away and helped her get up. It's all good now, Mom. I'm here, and we have an entire life to make up for the lost time. I forgive you, Mom. I really do. Tears rolled down my cheeks while I hugged her, and she cried on my chest.